Hello Leo, Sun sign, Moon sign, Rising sign folks. It's Nen from Insightful Vibrations here with your forecast for the week of August 28th to September 3rd, 2017. Leo, I'm using the Lenormand Gilded Reverie deck, but before I get to that, let me please thank you for watching and liking these videos, for subscribing to the channel, and please be reminded that you should watch all 3 videos for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. The rising sign, of course, is also called the ascendant. Collectively, these videos will give you a more comprehensive picture of the energies of the week. Also, remember that not every single comment I make applies to every single Leo. You all have something different in your individual astrological natal charts, and I cannot take everything into consideration in a general reading. But here we go with the general comments for this week. Leo, we have 7 cards here: the fox, the letter, the mountain, the tower, the storks, the stars, and over to the far right, the card that signifies the general atmosphere of preoccupation for this week, the man. And the man often represents the man, but it doesn't have to. It could also represent a woman. And with the man, we also have the Ace of Hearts on it. And this is wonderful because this is love and happiness. So I think it's a great omen for all you Leo folks who are looking for love, which you are in love with. You're in love with love, let's face it. So what else is going on here? Well, we have on one hand, next to the man, we have the stars, which signify that, you know, you basically ask for whatever you ask for in love, you are likely to get. And, you know, it's like a wish fulfillment or dream fulfillment. It's absolutely wonderful. It may also represent that there's a lover at a distance. Maybe you have to visit that lover with the storks, travel long distances. Maybe they will have to travel to see you, or maybe you'll just be connecting with someone in a very meaningful way through email with a letter in that spread as well. But for some others, this may not be as easy of a week to contact that loved one because you have the mountain there. And the mountain, remember, seems like an obstacle. You know, maybe there's an obstacle because of the distance. Maybe there's an obstacle because, you know, of money, or maybe there's an obstacle because, you know, family members aren't, you know, so happy about a particular relationship. Whatever the obstacle is, I dare say there's a workaround, because you look at all that fresh growth in front of the mountain. You know, there's always ways around it. Maybe it's the answer is right in front of your nose. You know, maybe you don't have to go over the mountain to get to that loved one. Maybe you just can find a simpler solution. So always remember that there are ways around the mountain. You can dig a tunnel underneath it. That would be very laborious, it would seem, but you can also, you know, pave a road around it. You can climb the mountain, or you can just stay out in front and enjoy the scenery there. So it just means basically to me that you have a lot of thinking to do, and it's a problem-solving exercise of sorts, how to make things work. And Leo, you can do it. These cards are absolutely wonderful, especially with this dark card there. Now, I also feel that for a lot of you, you know, this lover may, and we don't have a dog card here, but I do feel there's this real friendship vibe about the week, and I feel that for some of you, you know, a circle of friends will either introduce you to someone, or maybe a particular friend will show an interest in you as well. So there's a lot of that vibe going on, and I'm picking up a Scorpio and an Aries here. So I don't know what that's all about, but there you go. The fox card is interesting because the fox is looking away from the letter, and you know, it's sort of rising above the tower, and it means you know, you may have some kind of communication from a government office. So a lot of you are going back to school in September. Maybe you're waiting for that last minute admission, or you're waiting for your course selections or something like that. For others, it may be legal matters. So maybe there's documents that are coming through. But the fox tells us in any of these situations that you really must be careful and check everything, because someone behind the scenes is acting a tad unscrupulously. Maybe, you know, somebody's jumping the queue because of nepotism, or they know somebody, or, you know, so check your, you know, I'm getting up here to union seniorities, what's coming through. Union seniority list, check to make sure you haven't been bypassed. in job selection, for example, and things like that, because I do feel there's this sneakiness around you. So I want you to be careful about that and really protect yourself and ask a lot of questions. But you know that fox also has a 9 of clubs on it, and that could mean a sudden windfall. I don't see big fishes around here telling me there's going to be a lot of money, but I do feel that notwithstanding that, you've got the star card there, and that can often mean, very good fortune. And suddenly. So if you're thinking of playing games of chance, well, this might not be a bad week to try, but just don't overdo it with those lottery tickets. It also sometimes means, success. Be shrewd. Be shrewd in how you conduct business. Be shrewd in how you manage things, because I feel that if you're careful and really, take good care of business, that you've got a huge amount of money to make this week. In other words, it's not a great vacation week. And if you're delegating, you may find that business isn't as good. But if you're there to manage things and really see things through, I think business will be much better. I also feel that with the 7 of spades on that letter card and that fox there, I feel that maybe you're having a little bit of a hardship. This may be sort of burnout I'm feeling with the fire energy of the stars and the mountain there. I feel like, it's like you're dragging a mountain around for so long, and maybe it's time to take a vacation. Maybe that's what the storks are saying, take off for a bit, to, really just, go and rest. And when you come back, you have that increased energy, in that you can shoot for the sky then, and the wish fulfillment is promised to you, but it's how you manage this week's energy that will be important. With the storks as well, I'm feeling that some of you may be experiencing pregnancies or childbirth this week, the other thing that the storks can represent is long distance travel or relocation. So if that's the case, be careful, about your planning, and that you have all documents in place. Maybe check if you're loading that big moving van or something. Maybe check and make sure that all the boxes are being loaded, not being loaded elsewhere, and so on and so forth. So, it's a real caution, the fox, I feel, to make sure things are in order. And I feel that, especially with any documentation of a formal nature, you really have to be checking everything, dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and you'll be very, very happy this week, Leo. So that's the scoop for this week. I hope you have a great week.